Good morning and welcome back to the beautiful California. Oh wait, it's all rainy and gloomy and dark right now. Oh well, we'll put up with it. I really love coming back from vacation because the first day you get back in the office, it feels like there's so much potential, so many opportunities. Like you have to do a bunch of catch up, but I don't know, there's something about being able to catch up really quickly and then move on to the next thing as fast as possible that's really fun for me. So I'm excited. Let's get started. It's time for the review of the Pixelbook. It's actually the most beautiful laptop that I've ever owned. It's thin, extremely light to hold and to carry on. I was actually able to carry it on my flight and store it in the seat back pocket despite it being a laptop. The foldable form factor is actually really helpful. It does work as both a stand for watching movies, or you can use it in complete tablet mode if you're interested in that. USB-C charging is still great, I'm a huge fan of it, and it even has a headphone jack. Because I waited to purchase the i7 edition, I've never really seen it slow down too much. It can handle a lot of the work tasks that I'm throwing at it. Although it does occasionally slow down a little bit when it's doing weird things like scrolling that really shouldn't slow it down at all. So there's a lot of pros to this laptop, but what about the cons? While this touchpad is beautiful, it's not as functional as I'd like. Sometimes when I'm touching near the edges, the screen doesn't actually update. The positioning is also very weird compared to the Pixel 2 LS. There's no space below or above, and so it can actually be hard to find when using the device sometimes. There used to be this really cool feature on the Pixel 2 LS where you could double tap on the screen with a little bit of a knock and it would give you a power update. This one no longer has that feature, so I have to actually turn it on, open it up to see if it's charged. It also comes with a stylus, but no ability to actually store the stylus anywhere, meaning I have to find its own storage. I'm a huge fan of the USB-C standard that the entire industry is shifting over to, but I would say that it doesn't really have enough ports. USB-C is fantastic, but if I wanted to take full advantage of it, I would need more than just 2 ports. Instead of placing the power button in the upper right-hand corner of the keyboard as most Chrome OS devices, they've swapped it out with a menu button. And they've moved the power button down to the side of the laptop. Now it makes some sense because of the tablet form factor and the ability to access the power button even when the device is open and you can't actually access the keyboard. So I get it, but it's just not ideal. So the laptop I'm trying to replace is the Pixel 2 LS, which had this very nice micro SD slot on the side, which I actually ended up using a lot, so that's being missed already. And lastly, the weighting of the new laptop isn't quite as good as I hoped. With the Pixel 2 LS, everything was perfectly weighted so that you could open the laptop one-handed. But if I try to do that with the Pixelbook, it kind of folds up. It's just not heavy enough on the keyboard in order to have this seamless, beautiful experience. So overall, I really like the Pixelbook, but the Pixel 2 LS was actually my favorite laptop I'd ever touched and ever used. And so is the Pixelbook going to replace that? It's probably going to replace it in my day-to-day life, but it's not going to replace it as my favorite laptop ever. It's more beautiful and more portable, but that's not necessarily what I wanted. What I really wanted was another Pixel 2 LS that was smaller, had a bigger hard drive, and maybe even some new features like support for virtual machines. I'm going to keep experimenting and trying to incorporate the Pixelbook into my workflow. There's some cool things that I've been doing with the Stylus recently. But I think I'm actually more excited about what's coming out next year and in the future than the laptop that I have here today.